years ago. I was aging faster than I should have, but when I learned to cut out what was truly draining me, my whole look changed. Let me tell you how I took back control of my life. A toxic situation will change you before you change it. And somehow that really just hit home as I was noticing like the difference between some pictures that I had taken a couple years ago. I had some pictures of me, I think I was on a trip. And, when you go on a vacation or a trip like that, you put on your best. You're trying to look your best. And I wasn't looking that good. But at the time, I thought I was. I didn't really recognize the toll that my lifestyle was taking on me. So I think the first thing you have to do is recognize that you're even in a toxic situation. And it doesn't have to be, a certain romantic relationship. It could be a job. It could be a friendship. Just something that's draining you and you don't even realize that you're being drained. So a couple of points that that I did as I started researching things like this is that being in a toxic situation, or one part of it that changes you is that it distorts your perspective. You start to accept something that it's not normal, but somehow it starts to seem normal because you've been in it so long. And it's kind of like that can't see the forest for the trees type of situation. And it's not right, but it becomes normal to you. And so you're dealing with this internal battle because this abnormal situation. So you're constantly at this tug of war inside of yourself, pulling back and forth, trying to, one, survive it. Number two, just make sense of it. And number three, live with it. And, but you're not doing anything to change it is I think where I'm going with that. So when you start accepting this situation or trying to make it normal, that can actually wreak havoc on you. So you're really eating yourself up, or you're fighting yourself from the inside out. And that's draining. That'll drain your energy. That's something that I found. I was always tired. I blamed it on, getting older, menopause. I was overweight. So I was just tired. But a lot of it wasn't even necessary because it was me trying to accept a situation that was not serving me. It was not doing anything for me as a person, as a woman, as a human being. It was taking me down, and I was fighting, but I didn't know what I was fighting. And it was, this internal battle that you've been fighting for so long. And because you can't, see it clearly, you're not making any changes. You're not even trying to change it. You're trying to deal with it. You're trying to hide it, from other people. You don't want them to know that you're dealing with something that is pretty much wrong. And it's wrong. They would know it's wrong if they knew what it was. And so it's like it's this constant fight. Staying exposed to negative situations, negative thoughts, negative feelings constantly will cause you to kind of numb over, so then you start to accept other things that you're not supposed to be accepting because you are basically numb. You're trying not to feel because you don't want to feel bad. So you're trying not to feel, and this is not helping you. This is basically just keeping you, in that situation, which is whittling away at who you are. It's just chopping you down, and you definitely want to find a way out of it. But you first have to realize that you're in it. for me, my numbing or my situation or my way of coping with it was isolation. I started to just kind of stay to myself, pull back, stop going to things that I was invited to, parties, get-togethers, things like that, because I knew I wasn't right, and I didn't know how to fix it, and I didn't want anybody else to figure it out. So basically, I was hiding. Basically, I had to keep myself in a protected uh, situation or protected environment. And this is another thing that does not serve you, because now you don't have anybody to bounce things off of. You can't say, "Hey, girl, so and so happened," da, 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 and then see her face and see her go, "What?" Because you're by yourself. You're dealing with it all by yourself. And so you're basically, since you're in this numb situation, or you're trying to accept this negative situation, you're just going to smooth that right on over and keep dealing with it. You're not going to do anything to fix it. You're not going to do anything to try to get out of it. So that was another thing that I looked, hindsight is 2020. So I had to look back and see that that was something that I was dealing with, and give myself some grace, because that was a lot. It was just a lot. When you unplug, sometimes that gives you a chance to recharge. Now, when I say unplug, that's not the same as the isolating situation that I was doing, because I was trying to hide. When I say unplug, I mean get into self healing, get into repair mode, get into fixing yourself. You learned a lot. You learned a lot by what you went through. And when you get out of it and you look back into that situation, you can see what you were surviving. You can see what you were learning again. You're going to see things coming. And before you get too deep, or before it gets its hooks so deep into you, you're gonna pull back from it. And that's wisdom. That's where wisdom comes from. The self-awareness that I have from the things that I went through now is just, it's crystal clear. It's so amazing how I got more in touch with who I was in these past 2 years than I think I've been my whole entire life. When you're in your 20s, you got all these buddies and friends that you're trying to impress, and things become okay that are okay with you, because you have a goal of impressing other people. So and that's normal. I don't think that's bad when you're in your 20s. That's you finding yourself, figuring out who you are. So maybe before you found yourself in a situation, maybe in the middle of that situation, look at yourself now and get to putting a lot of energy in repairing yourself, in fixing yourself. Maybe what's the word I'm looking for? Parenting yourself like a mother with a newborn baby. Remember, those of you who have kids, remember bringing your baby home and you had everything that baby. I basically was letting myself down, and it was because I was so tired. I was so worn out from trying to fix the unfixable. I was trying to hold on to something that was tearing me apart. I had to just really look at what I wasn't doing for myself and start doing that. I had to look at what I was eating, what I wasn't eating. I wasn't eating any vegetables. I wasn't eating any fruit, nothing like that. It was all chips, fried stuff, restaurants, going out to eat. Diets for some people are so hard because people don't like to deny themselves, things that they like. So if you're going to work on your diet, I would definitely say start by adding something to it. Like start eating more vegetables. Maybe get a little small, maybe a spring salad mix from the grocery store. And before you eat your dinner, whatever you eat, before you eat that small salad first, and then eat your dinner. Not taking anything away, not saying, oh, we're going, getting rid of fat, getting rid of carbs, getting rid of, don't start there. Start by putting something in that's good for you. That and water. Water is a good moisturizer. I mean, a lot of people do the lotions and the creams and everything, but you also need to be moisturized on the inside. And water will definitely reflect on your skin. You'll see a huge difference once you start getting enough water. But just do those small things, and just pick one thing, just one thing that you're going to change, and do it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then add something else, and then add something else, and then pretty soon you'll have a whole routine, that's just automatic. You don't have to have reminders or pop-ups or things on your phone to remind you to drink water, take a vitamin, exercise, do your skincare. It's just going to be automatic for you. And once you start taking care of yourself like that, it's going to be really, really hard to let somebody abuse that. It's going to be really hard to be around people who don't care about you, because you're going to see it. You're going to see it clearly. And taking care of yourself is going to be your number one priority. And then you could help other people. And then you could take care of other people by, be it favors, showing up at their parties that they invite you to, things like that. But you definitely want to get yourself whole so that you can go out into the world and be the best you that you can be. So I just want to take a few minutes here to stop by while I'm working on my tea. Today's tea is a yogi tea, and it is, let's see, I am having vanilla spice, perfect energy. It was not sponsored or anything. This is just what I like. I like tea, and of course, I have my coffee in the mornings. But this one is, they have little sayings on them, and they're kind of a little uplifting. This one says, "Prosperity is within us." So I guess it's just reminding you that what you're looking for me, this is a word to me. What you've been looking for outside of you is in you, and taking care of yourself, it should be an automatic number one priority. And I think that once you start doing that and feeling better about yourself, you'll be able to get out there in the world, attract people that you want to attract people that are good for you, and reject the ones that's not. So thank you guys for listening if you got this far in the video, and I hope you guys have an amazing day.